Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be, and welcome back for episode 45 of our solo world playthrough with no mods on update 11. So there has been, I don't know, I'm gonna guess 3 to 4 hours of play since the last episode, because I was able to, let me get the title screen off. I did redo the bedroom, bathroom, and the kitchen. I did also yeah, where are they at? Yeah, I actually made all the way from basic 1s through basic 4s, all 10 of them in the time frame that since the last episode. So that is pretty sad. And that was all mainly because I was spending time trying to look for copper. And also getting up to milling 3 so we could do flaxseed oil. So yes, we do have we'll be able to do flaxseed oil now because we do have milling 3. Now, so as I said, this is no longer the kitchen. This is the secondary bedroom and bathroom. So we will go downstairs where the second bedroom bathroom used to be, and this is now the entire kitchen with the mill in the corner powered. So we produced enough flour, enough cornmeal, and did we do anything else? No, we did not. We just did flour and cornmeal. So now we'd be able to do storage. Don't have them over here. No, we do not. So we need to come over to this chest and we need to find our flax seeds. There's 5. We had more flax seeds. There they are. We'll put them in here. I know why we left 5 over there, because this is going to need, to do flaxseed oil, it was going to need 8.8. So if we do 10, that's 88. And that will get us 20 cycles of lumber. So let's start queuing that up. That's 5.5 minutes. We'll have to make more flax seeds. We did make more food, so we're good there. We went hunting and cleared out our butcher's table for both the 11 corpses of all 4 recipes. Made our lubricant, because obviously we made our windmills and our water wheels. I don't know what else. That's the cotton fabric. We'll have to move it later. And we did get butchery up to 7 in the process, so we made our butchery upgrade. And as you will see when I'm in here, we are currently at 2.72. So theoretically, if we get enough lumber to replace this hewn wood on this wall, we should get the 2.8 that we need for the kitchen, the baking oven, and whatever else comes next. The cast iron stove. We have no wood anymore. We'll have to go get some more. The other things that we did is we cleaned out the rest of the clay that was in this little cubby hole. We started to dig out dirt there because we dug out the clay that was in here and we put it right there. So that means we do need to come down here and pick up our fake floor so that we could lay that dirt, because that was all clay earlier. Let's just throw it in here right now. We moved stockpiles around so you can see how much we have actually mined and cleared out. So we got a little less than 3 stockpiles of sandstone. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 stockpiles of limestone. This is supposed to be our clay. No, that's supposed to be our crushed limestone. So this needs to come down to here. So now that's our crushed limestone. Our sand is next to it, and the clay one is in that corner behind the wall, which is currently empty because we don't have any clay. So we are now, you're seeing why I do my floors like this. This way it's nice and flat. We can drive a vehicle on it. We can drive a wagon on it. We don't just dig and just get rid of everything. We leave floors in between so that we can do this kind of stuff. Have stockpiles, have spot drive our vehicles. What else did I do in the 3 to 4 hours off? Yes, that was fine because I told you before we were going to dig 5 over this way. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So right to here where this is. We are going to get rid of that. And that is going to be a second to make it 10 wide on the road. What else did we do? One is we did dig out a 2x2 channel here all the way out past the house and up, put the ramps in. So now because of that we have to get it to where we can actually walk up the ramp. We started at the top and pulled it down to us. Let's get the sandstone out of here. We're full. Because we wanted to know where that would come up to the surface. That was a plan. We had it in order. We did pull the dirt and the clay that was in that area next to the house. So either the dirt ended up there or in that little cubby. The clay ended up over that way and eventually started to be turned into more bricks that we had queued up. So let's get the rest of this, and we need to get rid of this. This at least gets us the ability to walk out. Let me toss these in the stockpile, pick up that limestone, and then I will show you where that comes out. We do want to dig this stuff out at some point. This will become 5 high. And 5 wide. course, we're too hungry to pick up one last limestone. Why is it my luck? And as the title said, yes, we will do lumber. No, we have not found copper. And it really sucks with as much as I dug out in that time frame. See, this comes out and it will be at the height of the desert. When this road will come all the way straight across through this hole. And then we will make a bridge going across to there so that we can go up there to the jungle. So now that you see where that hole comes out, and we'll widen that at some point and lay the rest of the road. What we will show you also with the extra that I dug in that 3-hour period, 4-hour period, whatever it was. I lost track because it became disheartening. I ended up coming down this road to where we had a dead end at 54. And we dug a 2-wide channel all the way down here, and we got down here to this end where we were down here and checking, and we were almost into the tundra, the boreal forest, and the, you know, frigid temperatures. We could not find any copper, so we decided, about halfway down the tunnel, we're gonna find out where the ramp would be on the land claim. We proceeded to dig straight across to the edge of the land claim, and then we dug down one layer, or one floor, and we put a flat surface. And could we find any copper? No, we could not. We couldn't find any digging or showing the iron drill going straight down from here. It proceeded to be nothing more but more granite for 15 layers. Maybe at some places there was the occasional basalt, but for the most part, it is, as you see right now, nothing but 15 layers of granite, and we could not find any copper. So we decided to go, we'll go another floor down to where we get down to 42. And we proceed to iron drill down here. So from where our base is, we are 3 floors down. And yet, we can't find just one speck of copper to tell us where to start digging sideways. It is very, very disheartening. Not only did we check right and left and forward, we also checked up and down. We could not find it. It proceeded to be nothing more than 90% granite in every direction that we went. Yes, that, and this is the floor going, or this is the ceiling going up. As you will find out and see that there is, of course, nothing but granite above us. And straight ahead on the ramp. So we've checked right, we've checked left, we've checked above us for 2 floors. We've checking in front of us, and it is again nothing but granite. And even if we go here and pull this up, and then iron drill here, pointing straight down from where we are at level 42, we will find nothing but granite. We are having absolutely no luck in finding copper so that we can start mechanics. We are in one giant granite biome. So it really, really sucks. On this level here, we should, at some point, depending on where that ramp was up here, the one from the other tunnel that we dug straight up, somewhere up here we went down. So either we will hit it when we go this way, or we went over here. It was the same level, so we're going to have one giant rectangular box. So yes, I have yet to find copper, which is really starting to suck, because we are about to run out of things to do other than keep processing the skills that we do have and getting them to 7, because we can't even do the modules yet, because we need mechanics to get to the laboratory. So we really do need to find that copper. The only, like I said, the only thing I can do otherwise is try to go out and start setting up fields. Go out, harvest everything on this island that I can. Pick a crop, go out, harvest it, find a spot to plant it. So that we can start growing our own crops. See, our clay brick, or wet bricks are waiting on clay. That's waiting on more steel, or more iron, because we didn't, or actually that's waiting on labor. And probably more iron. Yeah, it's going to need 13 more bars of iron. This is maxed out. It's got plenty of limestone making crushed. This is not quite the amount of granite, but we do have a full granite stockpile there. We had... So we can move that over if we need to. But this is almost full, so we could make more roads. We got 207 in there, so why don't we go ahead and make 200 roads? We do have the 300 mortar, so yes, let's make more roads. It's not like we're not going to use them. Because we need at least, what, 48 in order to go down one floor. And we have this granite down here too. So, yeah. We got plenty of granite to keep crushing. We got the limestone down below to crush. We got the sandstone downstairs to crush. We can turn that sandstone into sand, which gets us more mortar. Or more glass when we have the crushed limestone. So, yeah, this is the big thing. No clay. So we'll have to find more clay. We did make plenty of boards in preparation for lumber. Part of these came from the wood that is missing from that stockpile. The rest came from using the sawmill to actually make particle boards of all the wood pulp that we had. So we used up, what, 3-4 stacks worth of wood pulp and made particle boards. It was something like 230 boards that we made with wood pulp, so that's not so bad. So I have no idea what I want to do right now. I guess we will take our 2 scrolls and move these up, so at least we have learned our 2 abilities. So go into cooking, we can go cooking, yes, and baking, yes. So now we have both of those. We just need to set things up. Where did we put our baking oven? Our baking oven is right there. And we do not have the kitchen yet. This would be... This is the advanced cooking. I believe. Yeah, that's advanced cooking. So we don't need the kitchen. We need the cast iron stove. So we need 5 lumber to make our cast iron stove. So we'll take our baking oven over here, and we will find a place to put it. So we'll put our baking oven down, and we do not have the 2.8 yet, so we do need to get that out. It does need charcoal. So are we within reach of our charcoal? No, we are not. So we will have to go find our charcoal and bring some up here to this. But in the baking oven, we can bake agave, bake beets, corn, hearts of palm, bake raw meat in order to get baked meat. We can bake mortar from wood pulp. That is 5. It's just the same as the cooking it in the campfire, except this way we can modify it with a module, so it would cost less than doing it on the campfire. You know, almost everything can be baked, at least of the vegetables. We got the compost bulbs baked. We can make flatbread. We can make leavened dough, pastry dough. We can make mortar from rice. We can make mortar from wheat, that are both modified by the module. We have baked roasts. We have the baking module at level 7. We have bear claws at some point. And again, these are going to be heavy on fat and carbs. So you're going to want something to counter it with protein and vitamins. You know, all these other nice, lovely items that we can eventually make. Melting fat, which is basically the same as the render fat on the campfire, except this one can be modified even better. You know, this one starts out at 6 instead of 10. So until we get at least the module 2 in here, we won't be using this. We'll still be using the campfire because we are currently at a 5 for per tallow. We have roast pumpkin, roast turkeys if we go shooting turkeys. Oh, that's a prime cut. I thought that would used to use the whole corpse. But yeah, we got all of these things that we can end up making and trying. So we'll end up, once we get to 2.8 on the room and the coal in here, we'll start baking some of these items. We'll go ahead and make one of each and test them and see whether or not we like them, what kind of rating they have, whether they're yum, delicious, okay, horrible, bad. You know, we want to not eat those, but we want to at least see what they rate, and then we could figure out a new menu that we want, and maybe stop with the campfire And because the better the food, the better your food bonus is going to be. So the better quality food, one, is not going to take as much to fill our belly, and two, will get better. See, right now we still got too much protein in our belly. So that's what's killing us right now, is the difference of our proteins versus our vitamins. But if we get the cast iron stove made, that we can make better salads. So yeah, I mean, we've got it all. That's what's in our belly right now, and a lot of it is the extra dried fish that we've been eating. Otherwise, we were balanced. It was just when we'd eat the dried fish. So it's going to take some time to balance it back out. But so what we need to do, we're making the flax oil. Where was that going? There's our tin oil. Let's take that tin oil, come over here, throw it in this chest, come to our sawmill, lumber. We have nails, we have flax oil, we have wood. So we can make lumber now. And this is 2.5 there, and alright, so that's our limiting factor. We can do 20 cycles. 20 times 0.5 is 10. So let's do 20. That'll get us 40 lumber, and that should be enough to do those 2 walls. And we can watch the lumber mill go. Yeah. So now that that's going, we'll let that finish. We need to go to our farm table. We don't have that in there yet, so let's put that back in there. We need to make flax seeds. We got plenty of flax, and we're going to go farm out or pick up the rest of the world. So let's go ahead. 0.28. So basically doing 4 for every 1. So if we use 400, or make 400, that's another 40 oil or 80 lumber. Let's do 500. Yeah, 28. No, that's 0.275, not 2.8. Oh. Where's our farming at anyway? Farming's at 6. We need 30,000 XP. So we need to do 600. That gives us 150. Or, yeah. So the XP on this is 93. That would give us just around 54,000. We don't need that much. Alright, let's go 400. As we see, that's 210, or 110. Where's the calculator? So if we do 110 usage divided by the 400 that we do, yeah, it's 0.275. It always rounds up to the decimal. So, yeah, we want to do multiples of 200. So we'll do 400 for now. That would get us basically 36,000 and change out of... Yeah, that would be more than enough. So let's go ahead and start. And we'll turn around, click on this, find our food, which is not accessible from there. We'll come over to this flower pot, which allows us to see our food. And finish that. So we'll make our seeds, and then we will eventually come back to that. What we also want to do is make the iron sickle. Let's go ahead and make our 5 iron sickles, because we are at that, and we do need some more iron. So where are the saw blades? There. Alright, storage we are going to not take from here because we want the iron to go to the tools first. That's full at the moment. Oh wait, let's do that and move this down here. Move that 2 up. So honestly, we want to take this with us, because with a better tool, we end up having a wider range that we can slice. The wooden one only does 1 plant at a time. I believe the iron has like a 3-plant arc, and the steel is even better. We needed 26, alright, 30, so 5 uses. Nope, we need to go 10 because that's 1.1. So that's going to do that. We have the sickle, so let's go collect world layers, environmental data, plant population, flax. So we got flax all over this area, all over the place. All over the place. We just need to go start harvesting it. This is our field, which is why it's hot. So we'll start by going down the road and over, picking up that, and then we'll work our way over. Food. We are not going out and only getting so much. We are going to get our food in our belly. We will come back when we are full inventory. Speaking of full inventory, Where's our card over here? Alright, can't do it in that one. Is this the dirt? This is the dirt. We will throw our 3 stockpiles and empty our inventory of those. We will throw this stuff in here because we don't... Oh, that's down here. Save a spot. We want to put the iron drill in there. We don't need this on us. We do not need this on us. We don't need this. And basically, we don't need any other tool other than the sickle. So we'll put the sickle on us and go 1. So now what that does is that just reduced our weight to 2 kilograms total weight. 1 for the iron sickle, 1 for the claim tool. We have 35.5 kilograms worth of space in our bag to carry. If you do not need your tool on you, do not carry it. If you're busy doing something else. So let's find our flax. Oh, maybe this is only a 1. We'll come out and get the wheat later. I believe that's all of the flax in that spot. Okay, our next one is to the southwest. There it is. Yes, obviously this is only a 1. Maybe it's the steel one that gets the next one. There should be some over by that copper, or that, there it is. Go straight ahead, we'll find more. There it is. Yep, it's only 1. We'll run along the river on this side. There's beets. We'll come back and get those. At some other time, we'll pick a crop, we'll harvest the entire thing, and then we'll figure out where we're going to plant them. Flax seeds, flax seeds. All we want is flax seeds. There's a commas. Ultimately, we want all of our vegetables to be coming from fields that we prepare. Commas, 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 commas. Got more flax right over here. Got more over this direction. of that inventory fill up. Don't cut any more there. Go down this way. It's a commas bulb. Commas, 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 commas. Commas, flax, flax. Oops. Little bit of plain plant fiber. It's all commas, 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 flax. Oh, we're all full. So we picked up 676 with 26 seeds. Not a bad start. Now we'll find our campfield site marker and run back towards it. So we know that we'll be able to pick up 600, almost 700 flax every single time we come out. And by eliminating, let's see, that was our tomato field. By eliminating the wild population, it should stop it from respawning. Because the only way it's going to spawn is if it's in the grow zone and if there is another crop of it. It's the way they changed up how wild plants spawn when they redid where some are located. So in here we want to drop these seeds and we want to drop all of that. Did we have... There's the plant fiber. Time to go out and harvest some more. And just like with the amanitas, the map will update as we harvest on where they're located. So our hot spots will disappear, or our temperature ranges will disappear. There's our flax here. And by getting these out of here, it means when we get a chance to cut trees, we will have no crops in the way. Alright, and the next batch, got that one, so we'll go up this way to here. Oh, dang, bison, get your head out of my sickle. Okay, that takes care of that. Let's go this direction, down there. Okay, jump up. See, those all disappeared. These along the river are going to start disappearing. So we'll go straight that direction and hit that next hot spot. There are a few tomato plants left wild in the world because they are right next to a tree and I could not dig the plant up or dig the dirt that they're planted on and get rid of the plant. So there are still wilds. The ones near our field I left because they're so close to the field. We can go harvest them by hand when we do the field. But by picking one crop at a time, we're not filling our inventory with 2 or 3 types of crops and 2 or 3 possible types of seeds. So we're just sticking to one crop, one seed. There's this one. And once we get enough of this, we can make some more cloth and maybe get ourselves a bigger backpack. Alright, so there, and then we go straight forward over to that. And we're about to hit our limit again. Damn. I don't know why it doesn't stack up. Oh, we got 190 or 692 this time. Tomatoes, campsite. Oh, we missed one. There's a couple of them there. And these tomatoes are probably about getting close to 50% of the ones that we planted. We left a couple openings so wild growth can happen on there and we don't have to worry about planting another seed. We do have to lay some more dirt there to expand that field, of course, but that's a task for another day. You know, terraforming takes up a lot of time, so we need to make sure we have nothing else going on. Nothing important, that is, unless it's all queued up and we have nothing better to do. Same with, you know, going and digging for copper. So, yeah. Alright, so we drop those in there and drop those in there. Looks like we could use a refresh on our food. And out we go again. Alright, so we obviously missed one over here. Where did we miss it? I don't see it. Obviously, it's either a ghost or the map hasn't updated yet. we should be standing on it, and we don't see it. So let's go straight across. We obviously missed one over here. Sunflowers, sunflowers, sunflowers. I don't see it. Don't see it. So that one had these are the hot spots that haven't updated yet. Let's get that one. And these. Yes, some of those were saying we're saying 6s, but that's because they were not full grown. Not mature enough to harvest. Means it's under 50%. So the only way to get rid of that plant is either wait for it to grow up enough that we can harvest it, or go get our shovel and do what we did to the tomato plants. Which is dig up the dirt underneath it and basically pull the plant up. Oh, little plant fiber. Okay. Let's go this direction. There it is. Don't see any more. Not visible. Oh, there's one. Almost missed it. And sadly, this is not even, we haven't even probably got 50% of the crop, 50% of the wild flax off the map yet. Because we still haven't touched anything on this side of the river. Or all the way up here. So there's a bunch of flax. We're just cleaning off this section here. Got that. I think we got that. We're almost full again. Let's get these by the oak trees. Go north. That's it. I think we'll stop collecting now, because that is what, 2,000 flax, and we'll let the heat map catch up. So yeah, we need to put dirt on all of this area, make it nice and flat, and get rid of these oak trees. Probably get rid of this hill. She gets rid of this and cut it off somewhere around here. Get rid of part of this hill on this edge here. So now that we got all that flax, we can do multiple things. Alright, so let's throw this up here, throw this 11 up here, throw these seeds up here. We're still making seeds for oil. We have this bit down here. We can do that down there. We can turn it into flax fiber. So let's go ahead and turn this into flax fiber. We're going to not take from there. So now we're down to the 779 that we actually had in here. We are using 1.65 of our 2. Oh no, it's reading 2. It was originally 3. So 40% would be 1.2, which would drop it to 1.8, and another minus 1.5 gives us the 165. So that is the actual value. It is not a rounded value. So we do need to do multiples of 20, because if we did 10, it would only be 6.5 stems, or 6.5, or 16.5 flax. So we need to do multiples of 20. So let's go ahead and do 200. It's going to use up about half of what we have. Not quite. But we'll queue this up. Eat some food. Of course, we can't reach the food. Maybe if we had turned around on the research table, we could have reached it. So we'll go ahead and queue that up. This is so that we can get our tailoring up. We were going to make 200 flax, which means over here we can queue up. Got 5. If we queue up 200, that's going to only use 110 of it. If we do 300, that's 165 out of our 200. And if we do 400, that's 220. It's going to be a little bit shy of what we had already queued up. So let's go ahead and... No. We haven't put any that in. We'll do 380. So we said we need to do multiples of 20. That's 209. It's still going to be a little bit high of what we wanted, so let's do 260 or 360. So that'll leave us a little bit. Storage. Can we reach the food from here? No, we cannot. I don't think we can reach it from here either, because I think it's further away. Yep. Might have to move things around, but... So let's go ahead and finish that so we'll make our flax, or our linen. Alright, so we want it to go in there. We do not want it to go in here. Do not want it to go in here or here. We don't want it to go there. Not here, not here. Okay, so that means that it's either it's going to make here or it's going to go here. This one, let's double check this. We got undo all of these. Every time you move a storage, it reactivates it on your list. No, we don't want to put it there. So we're pulling and taking from there. Pulling, putting. Now we could do linen fiber. We already have 200. So if we do 200, that's going to use 144. We're making more than 360, which is going to be 720. So, what is that, 2.2? Yeah. 720, so let's go 360. No, let's go 400. Because that means we need 160 out of what we already have, plus what we're making. So we're going to still have about 120 left over when we get done. So we could make another 60-ish. Yeah, it's going to be real close. We'll do 440. Of course, this is going to be a lot of calories. So let's go ahead and just bring 5 of each with us. Because we're going to probably eat at least 3 times to fill that up. I mean, theoretically, we wouldn't want to queue that much up on all 3 of them because we're using our calorie count of where our skill level is right now. Come on. Remember to hit the shift. So let's eat 1 of each. So, you know, when we hit 6, it would kick us into a slightly lower calorie count. I mean, we'd go from 40% to 45%, but we're not really worried about that. It's barely any calories, because as you can see, we're only putting in 100 for each. So there's 1. First eat out of our inventory. 2. 3. We may end up eating all of this. This is where a tailor ends up using all his damn calories. Damn, we had 6 of each and we still have not filled this up. We still need another 7,000 calories and our belly only holds 5,200. So we need at least 2 more sets. This is number 6 of our food, and it's a little bit shy. Alright, so there takes care of all of our flax that we have, or that we collected, or a good... Actually, that was what we had on hand before we went collecting. Alright, we made lumber. So, let's first find our hammer. And we will open this up. It's not going to change the value too much. So what if it stops? $26, and we made 40. So we need 26, or we could do 28. And just leave one doorway. We want this. And now we'll start up here. All the way across. Down. Forgot we were closing this in. This side, however, we want the door. And now we are at 2.77. So we didn't go up much. So we do have to take out some of this floor. So we need to get more flax oil that we were making. Whoops, wrong floor. That was ladies' lingerie. We didn't make any more. Oh, come on. There's our seeds 7. Or farming 6. No, that made farming 7, so we could change that module once the recipe is done. There we go, 200. There we go, 400 seeds. Move them over here. There's 400. We'll take the 17 and put it back. So now with 400, we can go flaxseed oil. It is 8.8. So we really need to do, if we do 50, that means we need another 40 over here, which is not a problem. We'll get it. So let's queue up 50. That'll get us 200 more lumber, which should be enough to do that and this floor right here. So now we're waiting until this gets to 40. We'll take them back over there and have that set up. What shall we do? What shall we do while we're waiting on some of those to get up? So we're making more oil to get more lumber so that we can start using the baking oven. Oh, that's right. We wanted to find the charcoal. Where's the charcoal? Charcoal's down below. Somewhere. Or, no, it must be up above. Where's my charcoal? There it is. Stone brazier, no. Baking oven. There we go. Now we just need to finish out the floor in between, and we should be able to start using the baking oven next episode. Alright, where's the oil? We've made 4, so we'll go ahead and toss them over here and start queuing the recipe. We had 5 wide, 10 by 11, so that's 110. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 by 5 times 2 is 110 lumber that we need. So we need to run at least 55 cycles. And that would be an odd amount. So we'll go ahead and run 60 cycles. That'll get us 120. That'll leave us 10 extra wood. That would be for... can't be for that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We could actually make 2 of those as well. Not quite. We need a couple of hewn logs, but we could make those real quick. So the lumber, we were going to make 60. We'll get the oil over here at some point. We only need 30. We're making more than that. More calories. Food, food, food. Hey, this is an episode where we burn through our food and we will have to cook again. But good thing is we're going to cook next episode. Hopefully find some better food. So now, let's see. We needed the cast iron stove. We needed 5 lumber. Yeah, let's, smelting 3. How far are we away on smelting? We need 1200 XP. If only we could find some copper. Or even gold. I mean, come on. I mean, if we could just find some copper, the copper would get us, 187 XP per. The iron gets us 187. So we need 1200. That's not even 10. We need a little more than 5. Let's go ahead. Alright, let's go ahead and cast this. Or do another 10. That'll get us our into 3, and then we can make a cast iron stove. Yes, we will do that. We'll get the lumber, and then we'll put the labor in afterwards. This will pull the lumber from here. There we go. That's 5 out of our 10 that we had left over. So this is only waiting on the labor now. Once we hit 3. So now we just got to wait. And that will be made for next episode so we can do cooking as well. So we'll be testing a lot of new food next episode. If we go and look at the map, you can see how all of those nice red spots have disappeared. We are now down to just this much on this island. Some faded. Hopefully we can either we find the 1 or 2 plants that are in those spots, and then it fades away. Because if we go and look at tomatoes, you see our big field right there, and then of course there is one obviously right here that we cannot see, but it's hidden by the trees. This one is by a tree. This one, as you can see, is by a tree. This one is by a tree. As you can see, they are all by a tree that I cannot dig up. Otherwise, the world's clean of tomatoes, except for our field. There are none over here on the other island. So if we go back to Flax, there's no flax over on this island either. So now we just have to worry about cleaning up the world. There's a lot of flax out there. The way we picked up 2,000 in just what we cleaned up in this area. I mean, that means there's at least 2,000 more. What, 4,000? Maybe 5,000, 6. Probably 7,000 to 8,000 more flax out there in the world. Yet to be harvested wildly before not even counting our field. So we'll work on that next time. Let me go grab whatever oils we've made. There's another 12. Maybe we'll make ourselves a bigger backpack as well. We'll have our lumber to change out the floor there. So that's the goals in the next episode. Change out the floor between the kitchen and the bedroom bathrooms. So we can use the baking oven. We will get to 3 smelting with the iron so that we can make the cast iron stove so we can start cooking. We're making more oils. So I will see everyone in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I will see you when we start with better food in the next episode. And hopefully again we'll start looking for copper. I shouldn't say more because we haven't found any yet. But we do really need to start doing mass excavation. You know, more ramps down, more tunnels in all directions, trying to find copper. If we can find just one hit of a copper, we will be able to figure out where to dig in order to get rid of it, or to find more. Even if we can find gold, because copper is usually somewhere near gold as well. But we really need to find the copper so we can get mechanics. And that will open up a lot. Which would really mean we'd have to get the tier 2 craft room up. But now that we got lumber, we got glass, we got brick, we got plenty of tier 3, that's what I meant, tier 3 crafting materials. So we can design it all we want, any way we want. And so, like I said, I'll see you next time when we do more cooking. So enjoy your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you happen to be, and until the next episode.